Okay, so today we'll be talking about embryology, um, and that's just like the development of eventually a baby. And so, yes, so first 300 million sperm just about enter the vagina and travel through the cervix, and they continue into the fallopian tubes. Half of the sperm that entered swim towards the egg, and eventually one sperm will fertilize the egg and will merge with it. Um, the fertilization process takes 30 minutes to 2 hours. The egg that completed the fertilization process is called a zygote. A black dot will form on the surface of the zygote, and it's called a pigmented pole. That pole will split apart and form two different poles, and then will continue to divide. That process is called cleavage. It's called the cleavage divisions, and there's different stages of it. There's a 2-cell stage, 4-cell stage, 8-cell stage, etc. Continues until about 15 cells. Eventually, those compact and turn into a marula on day 3. It's melanated and dark. The marula undergoes blastocell formation and contains a blastocyst. It contains inner cell mass, blastocell, and trophectoderm. On day 6, the inner cell mass turns into epiblast and primitive endoderm. By day 7, the marula attaches itself to the wall of the uterus. On day 8, it forms cytotrophoblast and syncytiotropoblast. Beginning on day 13, the epiblast and primitive endoderm form an amniotic cavity between them, and the epiblast turns into an embryonic disc and grows a primitive streak and primitive node on day 14. By the way, at first it looks like a circle, and then it becomes more elongated, like the top is still circular, but the bottom becomes more elongated. The amniotic cavity gets filled with definitive and primitive endoderm on day 15 to 16 from the primitive streak, and on day 17 the mesoderm grows in from there as well. On day 18, the primitive node turns into the notochord, which has a neural plate on it. So, like from the oblong circle thing, the primitive streak would be like down here, and the primitive node would be right at the top of it. And then from where the primitive node was, it elongates from there and turns into the notochord, and the neural plate is right there. Yes. A neural groove is formed in the neural plate, so it looks like you just put a crease on it. And the neural fold is formed around it. So, like, if I turn it this way, at first it was flat, and then it like goes up and curls around. that is, yes, so eventually that forms a neural tube, which is, so still we're looking at it like this. The neural tube is through there, and yeah, the neural groove is going to neural plate. Oh, and the ectoderm covers it, so ectoderm out here. That whole thing is called the neural crest, and that happens by day 22. You can also call it a little bit over 3 weeks. Schwann cells carry melanocytes to and fro in the neural crest and deposits them so that the melanocytes produce melanin, which will behave as nerve conduction facilitators in there and will aid the process of development for the rest of our body parts. And for the linea nigra story, I got one from my aunt. She said that she didn't really notice any darkening of her skin overall, but she did notice the darkening of her linea nigra.